Yes, baby! Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a beautiful Saturday afternoon video. Right here, on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the screech box below. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you use stupid comments, bye-bye, bitch. You're out of here. You're blocked, hidden, sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will pretty much do whatever they want to your soul. Because they will. Trust me on that. So don't do it. You want to do it on your dead channel that nobody gives two flying fucks about. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet, like I said before. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Because if you do, you need to get slapped in the face because you are SOL. And you better know what that means by now. I don't think I need to tell you. I've been saying it for so long, and you should know by now. But if you don't know, you're stupid. That's that. And if you're here for the first time, you've never seen my channel before, and you're just floating around YouTube at this time of day, or night, whatever you may be, and you like some wrestling, you like some other good stuff, but if you like what you see and like what you hear, then hit that subscribe button below. We're getting on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're climbing up there, my friends. We're climbing up, slowly but surely, over the next couple months, or hopefully we'll get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or maybe after the new year. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But subscribe to the channel, and when you do subscribe, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a cold one, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You don't, get out of here and go watch somebody else. I said that for 16 plus years. God damn it. But it is what it is. And I'm not stopping. The train will not stop. I haven't said that in a while. God. But this train will not stop, like that great Elton John song. God bless that man. Let me move on with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday afternoon, October the 18th, 2025. We're rolling through October. Pretty much hit the midpoint. Now we got the second half. Oh, The Price is Right. No, second half of October coming up. Got the kiddies' favorite holiday coming up. We know what that is. And then a couple weeks away, actually 3 weeks from tomorrow, we turn the clock back an hour. So by the time I'm probably talking to you, it'll be dark, by about 5:30 here in the East Coast. So we're getting near that time where we have to turn the clock back, and then right after that, we start the road to the holiday season. Thanksgiving, we're coming up, Turkey Day, as we call it here in the U.S., and then the greatest month in the world, the greatest people in the world to celebrate birthdays, and that is the great month of December, and we all know what's coming up pretty soon. Level 49! We're almost there, almost at that midpoint, baby. Getting close, God, I'm getting old. Older and much wiser. But it is what it is, and that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we got AEW Wrestle Dream from the Chaifetz Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Should be a pretty good show. The pre-show starts at 7, but nobody cares about that. You know, I think the pre-show is going to be on TBS, so I think it may be TBS or TNT. Not that I'm going to watch that shit, but, you know, I'd rather watch the main show. But, I mean, it is what it is. But, should be some good stuff. Mercedes Moné will be defending her TBS title in an open challenge, but there's a twist to that now, as per Tony Khan and various wrestling news sources, Mercedes will defend her TBS title against another champion. Who that might be, I don't know, in a title-for-title match. So you know what that means? Mercedes breaks the record, becomes 11-time Moné. Somebody beat this bitch already! For the love of God! Getting sick of her, man. Think she's God's gift to wrestling when she's not. We all know who that is. It's Asuka. But I digress on that. But yeah, we'll see if Mercedes breaks the record tonight. Nobody really gives a fuck. Who's her opponent gonna be? I don't even know. Probably some rinky-dink, out-of-towner from St. Louis, has a women's title for a rinky-dink bingo hall company. Nobody cares. She wins the title and retires the belt, which is stupid for an indie company. You bring her in, she wins the title for that promotion, and then you have to have another tournament to get another belt, To get another belt, you have a tournament to crown a new champion. And the person that lost the belt has to fight again to get that belt back. It makes no sense. And half the titles she's won are from rinky-dink fucking indie promotions. She defended the belt, I think it was last night, in CMLL against Persephone. Won. Nice little Selena tribute there, Mercedes. I like that, actually, because they, I don't know how they did it. It was on a live broadcast, so they had to kind of really use her main theme. I don't know what, but anyway, they use Beady Beady Bum Bum, Beady Beady Bum Bum. Selena's one of her big hits, and he kind of remixed it with her CEO theme. And she came out dressed like Selena in the movie. Jennifer Lopez played one hell of a part of that movie. Woohoo! She could sing like Selena. She didn't even need the audition for that part. But great movie, and the series is even good too on Netflix. I think what's her name? Did the series? I think it was Camilla. What's her name? Carmelo, whatever her name is. Anyway, great series. Movie was better, but you can't forget Selena, one of my favorite Latina singers from back in the late 80s. I have her greatest hits album and everything. And probably Dreaming of You is one of my favorite Selena songs next to Bitty Bitty Bom Bom. I know there are others, but, I Could Fall in Love with You. That's another great song, but I like, probably the one I love the most, and I dance with Rosa to, not at a wedding, obviously, but, I dance to it every once in a while when I play Selena. Not Selena. When I play I Could Fall in Love, not that one, I'm sorry, Dreaming of You. Rosa loves Selena. I mean, who doesn't love Selena? Oh, boy. If you don't like Selena, there's something wrong with you. I'm gonna listen to my fucking UK rap shit. I'm gonna listen to some guy that sounds like Eminem. Selena outsells that motherfucker. And Kendrick Lamar and any other mumble rapper, for that matter. But Selena is the best. We love her, we miss her, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, so Mercedes is probably, most likely, gonna win belt number 11. Ugh. And nobody cares. Nobody will care. I hope she starts losing all those belts by the end of the year, or by the time we hit Revolution next year. Or maybe by Double or Nothing, because that's really their, not their WrestleMania per se. That's like their SummerSlam. All in is their WrestleMania, but that's not coming till sometime next year. I don't know when, but we got the WrestleMania of Ring of Honor coming up. That's Final Battle, so that's coming up in December, about a month and change away. We'll see if Athena finally loses her belt. I think it was 1,000 as of this recording. I think it's 1,044 days as Ring of Honor Forever Champion. Ho ho! I wish Athena was going after Mercedes, bro. I mean, we've seen that already in the Owen Hart Cup in the semis, which could have went either way, but still, they went with Mercedes, and then Mercedes proceeds to win 6,000 belts. But nobody has beaten Athena in almost 3 years now. Jeez. And right now, the only people I can think of that can beat her is Deonna Purrazzo and maybe, I keep saying it, Billy Starks. Who else is left in that fucking promotion that Athena hasn't, fought yet? Deonna is probably one of them. I don't know. I don't know what Tony Khan has up his sleeve and who Athena is actually, gonna lose to before she, finally heads up to the main roster and beats everybody there. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But we'll talk about Ring of Honor Final Battle when we get the Final Battle. Check out my Ring of Honor review on my Kill with Demons channel. I did that yesterday. So, it was a decent show. Issa Dawn was on the show. Got her first actual win in AEW / Ring of Honor. That was pretty damn nice. She teamed up with the grizzled young veterans to take on some ham and eggers. That's pretty much it. So, Issa Dawn's doing some good shit, but, how many times are we going to see her on Ring of Honor TV, Not that many women you see on Ring of Honor TV, these days, but what are you going to do? Mina is the interim women's TV champion, and she's barely on the show. I mean, come on. My girl Mina, my fourth wife, come on. It's like these people in Ring of Honor just win the belts, and they're just like, they hold them for like decades. Because Tony Khan can't book and run that promotion. Because he has to worry about his, the main roster. He has to worry about Dynamite, he has to worry about Collision, he has to worry about the pay-per-views, and then just, Ring of Honor's just like, I'll put it in my folder right over here, and then worry about, the TV shows and shit. It's just sad. Hey, I wish I was in Ring of Honor. I win the belt and I hold it for 5 years like Roman. I'm like, sitting home on my ass, collecting a good, nice paycheck. I got a belt here for 1,500 days, and I only defend it like 5-6 times a year. I'm like, give me the belt, pay me, I'm home. I don't have to do anything. Once in a while I'll go to some indie shows and do some appearances and, sign some autographs and shit. You gotta keep the money going, but some of these people have the belts in them. We don't see them defend them much on TV. They're just sitting home waiting for the call, like, we need you for TV. Click. I'm like, alright. I'll come beat some ham and egger from some other, but I don't know where you are. I don't know who you are. I'm gonna beat you. Just continue my long-ass fuck reign with a belt, and then I'll get sick of it. And I'm like, you know what, Tony? I'm retiring this belt, man. I got nobody else to face. I mean, I'm gonna fight Queen Aminata for 5 fucking years? If I was, I'm gonna face, Ibushi or somebody. I'm like, give me somebody good. I fought them all. I'm like, remember when Roman held the belt for so long? He was lapping the main roster like 3-4 times. It was just insane. He'd fight Seth Rollins like 3 pay-per-views in a row. And then the next year, we're going to see Seth Rollins back. I'm like, why? I mean, come on! Roman will be back on top, hopefully by WrestleMania. And we will acknowledge his reign, probably his last title reign, before he maybe retires, who knows. I don't think Roman will ever retire. I mean, he has to, because he's getting older and everything, and you don't worry about his leukemia and stuff like that, but he's keeping it in check, which is great. But I think Roman's got at least 1, I'd say maybe 2, maybe 3 more good years in him. Maybe more, who knows? I know Samoa Joe said he was thinking about retiring, and I read that he has years left on his contract. Years, I don't know how many years, but he's got years. So I don't know if he's gonna finish off his contract, and then he said his next contract will be his last. So I think he's like in his 30s, or it has to be near 40 or at least, maybe more than that. I don't know. We'll see. We know AJ's retiring next year, so we're on the AJ retirement tour now. he had his final match in Japan, which is great. Shinsuke was there. He's thinking about retirement as well. I hope he goes back to New Japan, has one final run. But, we'll see what happens with that. A lot of people retiring right now around, the 40, 50 mark, which is pretty much the norm for wrestling. Pretty much, not always, but because you have Edge and Christian, or Edge is, in his around his 50s, mid-50s. Jericho's getting close to mid-50s, and we haven't seen him in, months. You might see him at the Royal Rumble. There's so many rumors going around that he's going to be back at the Rumble. Edge and Christian are going to come back at the Rumble. I don't know about that. The Hardys might come back at the Rumble as a surprise appearance. With that, I don't even know if it's a real list. Because they said Solo me bookie! Of all people, Solo Sikoa is going to win the Royal Rumble and go on a Mania to face probably Cody or Seth Rollins or whoever has the belt by then. Good for Solo, but, who wants to see Solo as the champ, really? I don't. We got that. Alright, enough about that. So, we got Wrestle Dream coming up in a couple hours. I'll be doing my predictions probably after this video. I'll be doing that. And then, maybe your late night, we'll talk about SmackDown later tonight, and then I'll do Wrestle Dream review tomorrow. Because the Niners don't play till Sunday night, so I got most of the day off to do whatever I gotta do in the house. I don't have to do any errands, so Sunday is just Sunday, Gonna watch some football, talk about some wrestling, and then go out for Sunday dinner, and then that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date AEW Dynamite and Collision reviews for October the 15th, I believe. Yes, October the 15th, 2025. And we are emanating from the Cable Dahmer Arena. Jeffrey Dahmer? No. Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri, outside of Kansas City. Yep! Because we know the Wrestle Dream is going to be in St. Louis. So, why not have somewhere out of, not even near Kansas City? A suburb. Alright, so a 3-hour show of Collision and Dynamite. So no Collision this week. We'll be back most likely next week. Because there's no baseball anymore. Congrats to the LA Dodgers going into Milwaukee, which means the good land, and made that city the cleanest city in America as they sweep the Milwaukee Brewers 4-0. They go on to the World Series again to defend their title against. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Not tonight, tomorrow. I think, tomorrow. Game 6 between the Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. Mariners looking to go to their first World Series ever. And Toronto looking to go back to Toronto and for Game 7, which I believe it will be on Tuesday. So everything will be done either tomorrow or Tuesday, and then the World Series starts on Friday night on Fox. So that'll be most likely in LA to start. So we'll see. The Dodgers look pretty much unbeatable. Ohtani yesterday, 3 home runs. And he won the NL MVP. Well, not the overall MVP. He won the NLCS MVP. The Dodgers are just... they're looking like they could possibly make a dynasty, you know what I mean? And who knows, they got another another Japanese guy coming around the horn. And, they got the money. They already got Ohtani, they got Yamamoto. I think they have another Japanese star there. Why not add another one? Why not make it the Japanese Dodgers? Why not? I think it's Murakami, whatever his name is. another, I think it's a big bat that the Mets are actually looking at. like David Stearns and Uncle Stevie are gonna get that guy. Right. They're thinking about getting Scubo from Detroit. I'd go for him in a heartbeat. But they're thinking of giving up Tong, Jet Williams, and Beatty. I wouldn't really give up Jet Williams. I keep him, but I would get rid of Mauricio. I know that they were trying to get rid of Mauricio. Mauricio was like untouchable for so long. He hasn't produced one lick on the main team. Hasn't done shit at all for the big league Mets. Hasn't done shit. So I'm like, you know what? Get rid of him. I would say goodbye, so long, farewell. Go have fun in Detroit. That's what I would do. But, and we'll see what Uncle Stevie and David Stearns have up their sleeves. Maybe they re-sign Pete Alonso. I doubt it. Probably go to the Yankees, knowing Cashman, he'll love to have Alonso on his team. Because I think Goldschmidt is out of there and Rizzo is gone. But I think they'll keep Bellinger in the outfield. I don't care. I'd like to have Alonso back, but I don't know. Alright, moving on. Alright, let's go back to wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we are from the Cable Dome Arena in Independence, Missouri, outside of KC. And our commentary team, as all, well, a little bit different, because Taz still recovering from his shoulder surgery. So, we have the man behind the mask, Excalibur, my good buddy, and yours, Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Schiavone for you people that love Jericho, and Brian Danielson Fraggleson, commentators and lies to his teeth son. Yes! Alright. Wish we had Nigel, but, okay. We have Brian Danielson Fraggleson, he's a liar. Son. Alright, we get that. Alright, so, like I said, 3-hour show. Wasn't bad. It actually bumped up the ratings about to a little over 500 and something thousand. From last Tuesday's 326. I'm like, alright, 554 I think it was. I don't remember the last count, but at least they went up this week. Big deal. Alright, so we started up with the opening sequence, the fire and the pyro and all that other good shit. Then we're going to look at Kota Ibushi, Kenny's boyfriend, breaking his leg on Collision in that match with Kyle Fletcher. Oh, he looked nasty. So, we won't see Ibushi for the rest of the year. Sucks for him and sucks for Kenny, too. Leading to Jack Perry, Jungle Jack Perry, saving Kenny God Omega after Kenny came out and, tried to save his bestie from getting hurt even more. So, Jungle Jack Perry and I think Luchasaurus came out for a big old brawl. We're going to have a 6-man tag with them and the Don Callis family. We'll see what happens with that in a little bit. And then we see the aftermath where Kenny says, I don't trust you, Jack, but let's see how this 6-man tag can go. Can we coexist? We'll see. Alright, then we run down the card. And then we go to a sit-down interview with the remarkable Renee Paquette, sitting down with the AEW Women's World Champion Chris Cakelander and the former champion Timeless Tony Storm, darling bosom. Alright, for their final words before their AEW World Title rematch tonight. So they take off their jackets. I thought they were gonna take off everything. Do it. We got on TV. Come on. And then they're taking off their clothes. And then Renee's like, "Oh fuck, I'm staying alone. Well, I'm just gonna take off my jacket." I'm like, "Welcome to porn." Shit. We got live porn on AEW TV. Why not? Let's go. That's some hot ladies, three hot ladies, just taking off their clothes on live TV. Why not? Go ahead. Alright, so Tony says, I need the belt back, and I'm ready to do anything to get it. And if that means being murdered, by you, Cakelander, so be it. So Cakelander says, well, I'm constantly evolving, so the woman who beat you for the title is already gone. I'm the champion, and will be forever! Okay, you're not Terry Funk. Stop, okay? I'm sorry, Terry. She said it, not me. Well, she's some Hammernager. Whoa, calm down. She was not a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan, #1. Forever! Okay. Never! Okay, Terry. Not now, please. We'll talk later, just calm down. Have your middle mucil. You know how they're old up there, they're drinking middle mucil. Anyway. Mikey Boy's not that old, he doesn't even need the middle mucil. Right, Mike? I don't need that shit! I'm awesome! I know. What are you drinking tonight, Mike? I don't know, I haven't drank anything this morning. Oh, you gonna have something later on where we watch Wrestle Dream? Yeah, I might have something. You got anything? I got some Jack in the fridge you want. Alright, just call me up later. Alright, okay, Mike. Want to say goodbye to your fans? Bye! Okay. Get out of here. He's awesome. He really is. He should be a Hall of Famer. I'm not lying. Mike also should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Not the TNA Hall of Fame, because he never was there. But the WWE Hall of Fame definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. Because he's awesome. More awesome than The Miz. That's a fact. Anyway. Tony gets up. They go face to face. Tony says, we'll meet each other in the ring. And then Renee's like, oh, fuck this, man. I want give me my jacket. And then she leaves. Man, there's some mean women. God damn, calm down. So then they go to the ring, and they get in the ring, they beat the fuck out of each other. So added incentive, Tony hands Cakelander the belt, drops to her knees like, come on, hit me, you bitch! And then Tony German suplexes Cakelander down, then Cakelander just gets right back up, gets on her knees, and wants Tony to hit her with the title. And she just, Tony's like, I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to hand you the belt and I'm going to get out of here. That's all I'm going to say about that. They could be on their knees sucking my dick for all I care. Along with my Asian chicks, and Rosa too, but moving on. Alright, so I gave that whole segment 3 out of 5 stars, and we're kind of off and running on Dynamite. Alright, then we get we see Jungle Jack Perry cutting a piece of wood. That man is a carpenter, and says, I don't hate the Young Bucks. I kind of, we're not friends anymore, but anyway. I'm happy with what we did together back in Too sweet. But we weren't there, they weren't there when I needed them, or when, him and Luchasaurus, I guess. That's why I had to look to my past for some help, and that's why I brought back Luchasaurus. To kind of, knock some sense into the Bucks, and we got them going at it for $500,000! Dollars. You see, the Bucks should get their money back. I don't think so. Nick. We don't know what happened to Nick. Nick went to the casino and spent that. And then with the whole all the shoes they got and food and whatever, all gone now. Now they have to fight and beat Luchasaurus and Jack Perry to get their money back, basically. And that's pretty much it. Alright, alright, so I gave that little segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Now, we finally get to our first match of the night after 30, 40 minutes of spiel. We finally get to the action because a little less talk and a lot more action on AEW, as my ex-girlfriend used to say. And, she copyrighted that, by the way. And I'm allowed to say that because we made it up. Alright, so we got the Gates of Agony, Toa Leona and Bishop Quan! I know not Quan! Tag team match, against the Hurt Syndicate of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. We hurt people, we break their bones. Okay. Alright, Ricochet and MVP are at ringside. They're gonna be another Tornado Tag Team Trios match coming up tonight. Can we just get this feud over with, please? It's just, right now. And the demand, Ricochet's team, the demand, we need more demand or less supply or whatever. They just bore the hell out of me. Anyway, it was a pretty decent match for like a little over 9.5 minutes. So it's also with Shelty Baby and Bishop 1 slugging it out. Shelty wins that and shrugs off the beating in the corner. Bishop Quaden gets kicked down. It's off to Bobby Lashley for a double shoulder block and a delayed vertical suplex. Drops Bishop Quaden, but he kicks the ropes into a low blow on Bobby Lashley. Where's the ref, DQ? Where's the DQ, ref? Referee! Do something! Do something! You idiot! You get paid $50 to just look at the... Hold on! Then here's your $50. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Get out of here. Fucking ref. Anyway, moving on. Toa Leona gets in a Samoan drop on the floor. Ow. As we go to break, come right back. He charges into an overhead belly-to-belly by Bobby Lashley, allowing Shelton Benjamin to come in, cleans house. Hits a running DDT, plants Bishop Quad, and Bobby Lashley collides with Toa Leona on the floor. And that distraction let Ricochet come in and hit the spinning gun to Shelty Baby, which allowed Bishop Quan to steal the pin. Ugh. It's like the second or third match in a row that the Gates of Agony have beaten the Hurt Syndicate, including the last match they had. That All Out. Ugh. And now we're going to have another match. God forbid the Demand win that one tonight. Oh, why? You're making the Hurt Syndicate look like fucking jobbers. They're not. God forbid MVP takes the pin again. Like he did at All Out. But still was an match. 3 out of 5 stars and that's it. Alright, then we go to the fight between John Moxley and hi guys! It's me, Darby. Did you see me fight Moxley at Comic-Con? Guys, I beat him up for you because he ruined my life. He threw me down the stairs and I hate that guy. I come from Seattle. Okay. Anyway, so we see the fight at Comic-Con, and then we go into from earlier in the day. Mox and Darby had a face-to-face meeting. This was crazy. This felt like a movie. They go to, I think they're in jail, and they have a face-to-face between some like a glass partition, like they're in jail, without the phone, or just talking into the freaking little thing there, like not a speaker per se, but a thing. So Mox says the game is rigged in both directions because neither of us will ever quit. Darby, he says, Darby, you can join us, and we can just end this. But Darby's like, I don't respect you, John. Why would I want to join someone who treated Bryan Danielson like shit? That's a point. So Mox says, sacrifices had to be made for the greater good. But Darby talks about how he saw the freedom at the top of Mount Everest, and he's not even in the Guinness Book of World Records. That is sad. I climbed Mount Everest for you guys, and I don't even get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Because you suck. Big deal you climbed Mount Everest. You're lucky you even survived. You crazy Jeff Hardy wannabe. Jeff Hardy almost killed himself, and Darby almost kills himself every fucking match. I mean, him and Jeff Hardy could have a freaking, could be in a movie, and they do 6,000 million stunts. It'll be the greatest movie ever. They're basically glorified stuntmen anyway, you know, next with everybody else. Like those flippy dibbity doos. Like Javon Evans and Leon Slater. If you think about it, go back, you got Bryan Danielson, Austin Aries, Chris Benoit. Oh, I'm saying his name. Damn it. We know we can't really talk about Benoit. But. So anyway. Moxley's chipping away at everything around. That's what Darby says. You're chipping away at everything around here. Mox says, Darby, you're fighting ghosts of the past. I don't know what that meant. And then out of nowhere, Pac comes in, jumps Darby, throws him into the wall, and just like bashes his freaking head into the glass. And Darby's busted wide open. And then Mox like, sucks to be you. Then they leave, and there's like this room which said Bond room or something like that. I was like, damn. That's Miriam saw murder on TV. I mean, Pac fucked him up. So we'll see what happens with Mox and Darby and this. Oh, I don't even want to get into how violent this match might be tonight. They're gonna kill each other, like literally try to kill each other. I mean, the coffin match was one thing, but now they're gonna probably up that violence to. Whew, I'm not even talking GCW level. I'm talking maybe FMW level. Might see some piranhas, some exploding barbed wire. Who knows? Who knows what level they're gonna go up to tonight? Bring your barf bag. They might get. You might get queasy tonight. Holy man! All right, so I gave that 3.5 out of 5 stars. All right, speaking of the Death Riders, we have the Swiss Claudio Castagnoli. He takes on Roderick Strong. Well, without his good buddy Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly! Auto Parts! And then their good friend, Adam Cole, baby, sitting at home playing Twitch. Well, playing video games on Twitch, seriously. Good man, that guy, who's that guy? That guy named Chugs just looks like Adam Cole, baby. I wonder who that guy is. They're two separate people. Anyway. Alright, this was a pretty decent match for under 11 minutes. They start grappling on the mat. Some mat wrestling. Wrestling! The start. Roddy avoids a charge in the corner, chops away before chopping even more. Chop, 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 choppy, choppy, yo, pee. No, not choppy, choppy, yo, pee. I like to do that to some of the trolls, but that's another story for another time. Claudio's basic headlock, gets broken up. So he grabs it again, followed by a hard elbow. Roddy fights up, gets out to the floor, where Claudio swing of doom into the barricade. Ow! That hurt. So we go to break, come back. Claudio still in control, grabs a crippler crossface, which sends Roddy into the ropes for a break. Then he makes the comeback, sending Claudio outside for a drop on the barricade. Ow! They go back in. Roddy drops him onto the turnbuckle with another backbreaker, goes he's the Messiah, the backbreaker, only to charge right into Swiss Death! 1, 2, 3, Claudio Castagnoli gets the win in a little bit of a Ring of Honor-esque match. So Claudio gets the win in under 11 minutes. Match was pretty decent, 3 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Nothing from Kyle. That's it. Alright, Claudio was a bit of man, that exchange. Alright, then we got the video for the Don Callis family celebrating Don Callis' birthday. I don't know, he's like 60 years old, something like that. So he goes into his big mansion, and we see, like, Chasero, we see, El Clone, the Dark Hologram, we see Kyle Fletcher, Okada, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, SA, we see basically everybody except Andrade. Andrade, he left WWE, got released, and then, Like right after he got released, he goes to AEW, shows up, and then bye, we don't see him again. And now he's getting a 1-year ban from doing any wrestling and any promotion. That is fucked up. So we're going to court. Andrade's supposed to fight Savant tonight at WWC in Puerto Rico. Who knows if that's going to happen? He had one last weekend, or I think it was last weekend, didn't show up. I think because of the ban from WWE and TKO, those fuckers. So I'll probably not see, I don't think we're going to see Savant and Andrade tonight in Puerto Rico. I mean, if they do, great, but if not, I hope WWC has a plan B who Savant defends against for the Universal title. Just nothing happens, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Issa was all happy. He's like, Andrade's coming, we're going to get a new clip. Probably not. I hope so, but I don't think we're going to see him tonight. Sucks for you. And that's it. Alright, anyway. Alright, so he comes in, and then they start singing, for he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny. Badly, by the way. That guy did. Don Callis says this is all about power, and he's presented with a video, because we don't see the Keshta, but we see him on TV. He's via satellite, and this is before he won the IWGP World title from Zack Sabre Jr., and he promises to win the title for Don. And then we see Okada like, oh, push the button, oh, I pushed the wrong button. Oh man, Takeshita and Okada, I mean, if they win the tag belts tonight, I am going to laugh. It's going to be like the two-man power trip, remember? But Austin and Triple H, they hated each other, and then they were champions for a while. They were a very good tag team. I mean, the Combustible Unit as a freaking not a faction per se, but a tag team, and they lost on that memorable Raw, which went on, at that time, it was only 9, I think it was 9 to 11, and it went to 11:30. It went way over time, and it ended like around 11:30, 11:35, because that was the night that Triple H tore his quad, and Benoit and Jericho won the tag titles. God bless Triple H for finishing that match, and he was out pretty much almost a year, and he came back. He came back at the Garden, which I did not go. I watched it. I wish I was there, but. He came back, won the Royal Rumble, beat Jericho for the undisputed title at the time, because when Stephanie turned on him, basically, and went with Jericho. And everything, That was doing the Invasion stuff, and when Jericho beat Stone Cold on The Rock in one night to win the WCW and WWE World title. And I always talk about this, the what-ifs of wrestling. What if Hunter did not get hurt, did not tear his quad? I bet you nothing that Hunter would have won both belts and would have unified it anyway. And I think he would have won that Survivor Series match. He probably would have beat The Rock and probably beat Austin Jericho to win the Undisputed title. And he wouldn't have to go to WrestleMania, wouldn't have to win the Rumble to go on to beat Jericho at that time. So, but, he did, and who knows what the Invasion angle would have been if Triple H didn't get hurt. That would have been amazing if Triple H was in there. And, others that should have been in there, like Sting, but, But still, a great Invasion angle from 2001 to 2002. Good times. Alright, so Okada cuts off the video and they toast to the family, and that's it. Alright, then we see Takeshita beating Zack Sabre Jr. to become the new IWGP World Champ at King of Pro Wrestling. Congrats to Takeshita's having an amazing year. Won the G1, won the title, got married to Yuka Sakazaki, lucky bastard, Yuno from Final Fantasy X and 10-2. We don't really talk about X2 Not a great game per se, but 10 is way better. 10-2 is just like what happened after. Not a sequel per se. It's basically Yuna's story from what happened after she beats Sin and everything. Titus is like dead, but he somehow comes back ish. I think she has what's her name? Pain, and Riku. Not Ryu, but Riku. Y-R-B in position. Let's go, ladies. That game was so dumb. You win these things and you change their look and everything so they get more abilities. And, it wasn't a long game like Final Fantasy 12. But anyway, I mean, Takeshita's had a great year. I don't think he's up there for Wrestler of the Year, but I think he might be up there. Probably the top 3 at least. We'll see what happens when we get to the end of the year. And that's that. Alright, speaking of the Don Callis family, we finally go back to the arena for our 6-man tag team match. So we got Heichesaro, Josh Alexander, and a returning Mark Davis, who came back from his shoulder injury. They take on Kenny, by God, bang, Omega. And it's Wednesday nights, I get to stay up late, watch Kenny Omega while I masturbate. Okay. That's an actual song, I'm not lying. Go look it up on YouTube. So he teams up with Jungle Jack Perry and Luchasaurus. Don Callis on commentary. Why not? We have to hear his ugly, stupid voice. Alright, this match lasted just under 14 minutes. And it's also with Kenny and Josh Alexander, 2 great Canadians. Starting it off, Josh immediately tags into Heichesaro. Oh, you a pussy there, Josh? Come on now. You fought him in TNA. What's wrong with you? Anyway. So, Kenny's leg is taken out. Ow. Some twisting around. So it's like Dragon Screw leg whip. Get that. Kenny tries for a comeback. But Kenny won't tag out. Gets taken down by the leg again. Josh Alexander comes in. Now he wants to fight Kenny. He works on the leg in the ropes, but Kenny gets out of that. Finally gets the hot tag to Jungle Jack Perry, which means Josh Alexander is like, ah! Runs like a little bitch. And then, well, Jack Perry caught him and beat him down. And then Mark Davis runs over Jack Perry. We go to break, come back. Josh Alexander now is like, I want to fight Jack Perry. Pulls him into an ankle lock, which gets quickly broken up. Kenny somehow gets on the apron. He's like, tag me, come on! Tag me, you bitch! Even Don Callis admits that Kenny's on fire! Don, you're supposed to play heel. You can't say, oh, he's on fire, McMahon! No. Tony's on fire! Anyway, a running knee gets a near fall on Josh as pretty much everybody comes in. Mark Davis and Luchasaurus, big beefy men slapping me. They knock each other down. Luchasaurus is back up and he takes over. And then Don Callis makes also distraction to cut off the V trigger. And then Kenny's like, you son of a bitch! Starts running, and then Don Callis like, ah! He runs away like a little pussy again. But then Jack Perry sacrifices himself for the greater good for a clothesline from Mark Davis. And then a pile driver for a near fall on Kenny. Ow. And Heichesaro grabs a cross arm breaker. Luchasaurus comes in, chokeslams Josh Alexander onto them. Oh, ow. To break up the hold. And then all 6 men are in the ring again. And a springboard doomsday device by Luchasaurus and Jack Perry. They finish off Heichesaro in just under 14 minutes. So they get the win. Match was pretty good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, the Young Bucks Matthew and Nicholas Jackson run in to jump Jack Perry and Luchasaurus again like they did last week at Daly's place. Kenny stops it and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? We're supposed to be friends." And then Luchasaurus makes a save. So maybe something with, maybe Kenny goes back with the Bucks. I don't know. But anyway, Jack Perry then hits a moonsault onto the entire Don Callis family. Or what was left of them. That's that. So, we'll see what happens tonight with Jurassic Express and the Bucks for $500,000. So we see who becomes filthy rich tonight, and I think it's going to be Jurassic Express. But you never know with the Bucks. They can always cheat to win, but we'll see. Should be a banger of a match, though. Alright, after that, we go to the... I think we go to the death slot. We got the ladies, and two hot-ass ladies. We got Sky Blue, comes out with her bestie, Julia Hart. Takes on Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Scooby. Scooby Stack. Get-a-doo. Okay. Takes on Jamie Hayter. And it was a pretty match, 12-minute match. It's also with Jamie grabbing a front face lock before switching into a headlock takeover. So, wrestling to start. Get back up. Jamie sends Sky Blue into the turnbuckles. Ow. Followed by his snap suplex for a near fall. Go outside where Julia Hart causes a distraction, which leads to Sky Blue grabbing a neck breaker on the floor. Ouch. We go to break, come back. Jamie Hayter hits a missile drop kick because sometimes the heels come back. Not the faces come back during the break. So it's just a missile drop kick and a Saito suplex for a near fall. They trade shots to face. Jamie's backbreaker leaves both women down. But Jamie gets up and takes Sky Blue outside for a throw. Followed by a fireman's carry backbreaker. Ouch. Almost like a Ushigoroshi if you think about it. Back on the inside. And then Jamie hits Haterade. Haterade is Thursday. For that deep down body thirst. Alright, she hits Haterade. And gets the win. 1, 2, 3. And that's pretty much it. So Jamie Hayter gets the win. In a match, I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, the Spider Lady, Decla, pops up on the screen and says, "Hey, I attacked you months ago, back in May, because you weren't there. Oh, you were just there. I just beat your ass. And at Wrestle Dream, we're gonna get toxic to the core. You're toxic, man. Okay, I'm not gonna sing Britney Spears. But yeah. They're gonna have a match tonight. It's gonna be... Probably go with... I think Jamie Hayter might win that. I wouldn't put it past them to make Declan go over, but we'll see. We got that. Alright, more women. We talk about Mercedes Moné, the CEO. The CEO, Chicken Noodle Soup. Brags about winning her 10th belt in Denmark. Denmark, of all places, Denmark! Which ties Ultimate Dragon! Record of 10 titles. And I mentioned she defended the belt, the CMLL women's belt on Friday against Persephone, and she is now the longest reigning TBS champion of all time. She surpassed, there was 560-something days with Jade Cargill's record. She's gonna win at Wrestle Dream in a open challenge now for that person's belt, so she could probably be 11-time Monet. So, half those belts are independent promotion belts that mean nothing. And in theory, she's a 9-time champion because we don't really recognize the Owen Hart belt, but they recognize it as a belt. She doesn't defend it. If it's a belt, why doesn't she defend the belt? And it makes no sense. But nothing ever makes sense in professional wrestling. My opinion probably doesn't make sense, but you're watching it anyway, so. It is what it is. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the trios titles on the line. We got the Ops, Samoa Joe. We got Powerhouse Will Hobbs and the returning Katsuyori Shibata takes on La Faction de Ignobles. We got the Beast, Mortos. We got Brush. You mess with the poor, they say. You get the odds. And, I think Jalistico was there. Was it Jalistico? We didn't see the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara. He wasn't there, surprisingly. He's the leader, supposed leader of the group. He's not even there. Figure. But he was pretty much home banging his hot wife, Ty Mello, and playing with their cute little baby girl, Luna. What a life you got. Anyway. Alright, so this was a pretty decent match for just under 11.5 minutes. We got the Hangman, Adam Page, about to do some top boy shit on commentary. So it's also with the big beefy man slapping meat. Hobbs and Mortis start off. Hobbs fires up some clotheslines in the corner. Mortis comes right back with a sling blade. And then Bruce comes in and he's like, I want Shibata! So Shibata's like, alright. We come in to beat your ass. And we have sushi after. No, he didn't say that. They chop it out. Chop it out like do at Benihana's. Is Benihana still around, by the way? I don't think so. Maybe in your neck of the woods, not my neck of the woods. Used to be at the mall way back in the day. I never went there, but actually once I did go there. Good food back in the day, but, you know, one time. It's like, let's try Benihana's, why not? Let's go have some choppy meat, whatever. I used to go to a nice, great burger place in the mall called, what was it called? Burger, not... Buttenberger used to be called. If you've been in Brooklyn, you know that place. That's a legendary place back in the day. Almost at Burger Time, the great Coleco game. Anybody ever play Burger Time? That's a great game. And Burger Time 2. Great Coleco Atari games back in the day. They should really bring that back. I think they did, maybe for the Switch. I have to look that up, but those games were great back in the day. I had the Atari 2600, I had a ColecoVision. Those were good old days when you were playing Pong. And then they had Popeye. They had, like, good games for the ColecoVision. Even Rocky. When Rocky, I think it was Rocky 3 came out. They had Rocky for the ColecoVision. And it was the hardest fucking game on the fucking ColecoVision. It was so retarded. You had this little Winky thing like this. I'll use this for reference. It's like this, and they have a little circle on it to, you know, to control it, and they have two buttons on the side to use as punching. It was so fucking hard. The freaking directional thing was so hard. I'm like, how am I supposed to beat Clubber Lang like this? Fuck. I was like, why did I get this game? Threw it out. What a waste of a game. But yeah, Pac-Man, and, you know, good games, you know, after that. Then they had some, like school-type games, you know, when I was in school learning mathematics and stuff. They had a great game where you play as monkeys and shit. I forgot the name of that game. No, not Final Fantasy IX, but you play as a monkey. Zidane. Oh, shit. And then later on, now we're playing as monkeys and freaking Ghost, not really Ghost of Yote, but that's a great game. Please, if you haven't played Ghost of Yote, woo, and Silent Hill F, oh, I've been playing the crap out of those games. Oh, I'm almost done with Silent Hill F. That is fucking scary as fuck, and hard too, like my dick. But that's another story for another time. Ghost of Yote is an amazing game, strategy-based, but whew. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was great. This game is better than Ghost of Tsushima. And Silent Hill F, I think it's gonna get up there for maybe Game of the Year. I don't know, man. I don't know. And Silk Song is back, and there's so many good games out now for the PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox. And next year is going to be even better. With Resident Evil 9 coming out February 27th. Can't wait for that. I mean, the first actual boss is, like, gigantic! Like, holy shit. I mean, if you haven't seen the trailers for that yet, oh! I'm like, holy crap! I showed it to Rosa, she was like, ah! You ain't buying that game? I'm like, yes, I am. I'm gonna be playing that late at night. I'm gonna shoot zombies in the fucking head! And you're gonna play with me! No, she's not gonna play with me. No. Rosa's a more of a, no, not so much Call of Duty, you know. She does play those games every once in a while. But she's like, she plays Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. She'll play a little bit of, you know, Final Fantasy with me. She'll play a little bit of, Resident Evil. You know, a little bit of, God of War. You know, she plays some of the games I play, but then she plays, you know, her garbage games like Dance Dance Revolution or whatever. You know, she plays whatever, you know, I have that she doesn't, you know, play, you know. Or she plays, gets some stuff off the PlayStation Store and she'll, like, just download it. Really, she plays Galaga, because I downloaded Galaga. She plays, religiously plays that. Pretty good at it. Not great, but good. I mean, the other day she got up to level 45. I haven't even hit 45. And I've been playing Galaga since I was a little bitty Hulkster dude. The highest I got was level 38. Ugh. Level 38, I had triple space things, whatever, you know, because you have one, then you get two. I got two, and then I got three out of nowhere. Then I had extra lives. I had like 2 extra lives. Level 38 comes. I'm like, shit! Was it Space Invaders? But man, Rosa beat me. I'm like, shit. You are the best. Like Kakarot, you know. When Vegeta, you know, knows that, you know, he's not as great as, you know, Goku. I commend you, Kakarot. You are the best. Even though Goku's still shit. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, Kakarot! You might be better than me, but I'm still the Prince of all Saiyans! Drop some sprinkles, Kakarot, sprinkles! When I eat the sprinkles, you will die! Pretty much. He doesn't even have to go Ultra Master Ego on Goku's Ultra, whatever, you know. Goku could go Ultra... Mega Ultra Instinct or whatever is higher than that. He still wouldn't beat fucking Vegeta. Vegeta lost him once. That was way back in the day. The early days of Dragon Ball Z. Didn't die, but he just got sent to, you know, space. He never died against Goku. Then he helped Goku. He's been helping Goku out since pretty much after that, which, you know. Technically, he never died against Goku, but he died, like, I think 2 times in the whole series. The Boo Saga, he died, and then the Baby Saga, I believe he died. And then came back to life, of course. We all know that. Anyway, moving on. Where was I? Where was I? Alright, so a triple drop kick. Drops Shibata. We go to break. We come right back. If I can. Alright, come back. Shibata's still in trouble. Cleaning with Jalistico. Sends the beast Mortos into him for a spear, which was pretty damn nice. But Shibata comes back, suplexes his way to the trouble. Gets the hot tag to Powerhouse. Will Hobbs comes in, cleans house. Joe comes in as well. And they just run over the entire LFI. Get a power slam for a near fall on Jalistico. And then all 6 men are in the ring. Joe locks in the Coquina Clutch on Jalistico, who's the weakest link. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Not here. Jalistico taps out to the Coquina Clutch. And the Ops, still your reigning defending trios tag team titles for AEW. Match was alright, 3 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, well, LFI, a little spoil sport. They jump Joe, and then Bruce is like, well, screw you, Adam Page. Spits at him. Uh-oh, you don't spit at a man. Because you know the consequences. Anyway. So Adam Page comes in, cleans house, and LFI bails to the floor. So Joe grabs the world title, and I thought he was going to hit Adam Page with it, but he just stares at Adam Page, gives him the world title, and they have a stare down to end the show. So we got that. So Dynamite wasn't that bad, so I give it 6.5 out of 10 stars. And then we go right into Collision, which I don't even know what... Like, it felt like Collision was like a 45-minute show. So, we get that. Alright, my battery's about to end. Great. Well, I got time. I got two hours to the show. I can charge it and come back. Alright. We're gonna get to Collision, hopefully, in a minute, as, computer is loading up right now. Hopefully. But my computer's ancient, so... But I have put down payment, so hopefully by Christmas I'll have a new one. Windows 11, baby. So, gonna get that pretty soon, Really nothing great on Collision. You know, I can really say anything bad about Collision, but... So... We get that. Yeah. Alright, I know I'm wasting a little bit of time, I apologize, but it should be a great card tonight for, Wrestle Dream, Adam Page and Samoa Joe for the world title. Should be a pretty good match, I think. I'll talk about this a little, in about another hour or so, with my my Wrestle Dream predictions. I think Adam Page will retain over Joe. I think Darby and Mox will literally kill each other, but I think Darby is gonna somehow make Mox tap. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but I think he's gonna do it. So we'll see what happens with that, and we will move on from there. Mercedes, like I said, will win her 11th belt. I think Cakelander will beat Toni Storm. I don't think they'll give her right back to Toni, because it'll make no sense that Cakelander won the belt, held her for a couple of weeks, and then gave her right back to Toni. So I think Cakelander will have a nice little run with the belt. I mean, we'll see. Jurassic Express should win that $500,000 match with the Bucks. And, I don't know why my notes didn't load. Okay. So we got that. What else we got? I think the Hurt Syndicate will finally beat the Demand. And a whole lot more coming away tonight at Wrestle Dream. Alright, now we got the Collision notes up. We're good to go. Same commentary team. Alright, we start off with the Death Riders. So we got William Utah, the man who scares himself. He's there with Pac and Danny Garcia. They take on Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts, and Freshly Squeezed Orange Juice, Orange Cassidy, in a tag team match with Shafir at ringside. I'm not going to go through everything because my battery's about to end. We'll get to the end. Orange Cassidy goes up the Orange Punch. It's all loaded up, but John Moxley comes to the crowd. And Scott was like, this is the first time we've seen him since the first hour. That long, huh? Where do you go, take a shit? Anyway, cause of distraction, Garcia and Kyle O'Reilly strike it out. And then Orange Cassidy dies on the William Yuta. Idiot. The idiot. When Shafir distracts the ref, which allows Pac to jump Orange Cassidy. And then Kyle O'Reilly goes after him, goes after Pac, because jumped by Claudio Castagnoli, which leaves Danny Garcia pretty much to pick up the pieces, get the win in under 12 and a half minutes. Match wasn't great, but still 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Bill beat down, and Tomohiro Ishii, not Ishii, it's Ishii, and Rocky Strong, trying to make the save and failed miserably. They get beaten down, and then Mox grabs the mic, and then, "Hi guys, it's me, Darby! I'm gonna limp out to ringside and get my ass kicked again, because I do it for you people, because I live in Seattle." So he basically limps out. So how did he get from the jail to the arena? Now we saw Moxley and company arrive in a car, in a truck, their truck basically. So I'm like, well, they beat down Darby. Darby's not gonna come back to the arena, right? What, did he take an Uber? Probably did, who knows? Then again, knowing Darby, he probably limped from the jail, was like 5 minutes away. Anyway, so Darby limps out, gets run over by Claudio. Claudio, like, sent him back into Mount Everest, basically. But Darby keeps crawling to the ring. Rina Shafir gives him a running shot to the head. And then Darby, still on his, clawing his way to the ring. He eventually gets into the ring. And, they beat each other up. And Darby pulls out the AEW flag from Mount Everest, lays it on the ground, and basically says, "Mox, this is the only way I can make you quit." So Mox is like, "You son of a bitch!" Picks him up, boom! Death Rider on the flag, and then he leaves. I mean, how the hell is Darby gonna beat Mox and make him quit? Either try to light him on fire? You tried that, and then the Security's like, no! Can't do that. What, are you gonna cut off his ear or do something? Like maybe Renee Paquette comes out and is like, "No, don't hurt my husband! I got 2 kids!" They could probably do that. Do it like a Jimmy Uso thing from Hell in a Cell, when Roman was about to kill Jay with that guillotine, and Jimmy's like, "He quits! Oos!" I mean, they'll do something weird tonight for the finish. And we got that. Alright, we move on. Alright, Megan Bayne comes out for her match with somebody. But FTR and Stokely Hathaway, the guy that doesn't get hosed, they come out, got a clock, Wheeler and Dax Hardware. They join her. They got something to say. Actually, Megan Bayne's like, "No, give me the fucking mic!" And says Willow Nightingale gave her everything she had, but wasn't enough last week. Now Willow is coming at her with another partner, that's Holly Cameron. That just makes her, Willow look stupid. But no matter what, Willow will always bow down to the Megasis. And that's pretty much it. Then Stokely gets the mic, praises Kevin Knight, doesn't understand why he hangs out with Speedball Mike Bailey, who looks like Billy Ray Cyrus with an autoimmune disorder. That's a little... Don't want to go there. Anyway, Dax brags about FTR's success, but Jet Speed, Willow, and Holly pop up on the screen. They're not scared. They're ready to fight. So they sneak attack them to take FTR and Megan Bayne out. And now we get to our regularly scheduled match. So I gave the segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. We get Megan Bayne against Holly Cameron. And as you would think, Megan Bayne beat the shit out of Harley, who got a little bit of offense in, but still a running Liger bomb by Megan Bayne finishes off Harley in 8 minutes. That's it. Moving on. Alright, Eddie Kingston, the madman from the Bronx, and they send for the man! Hook! Get in here, bring your Doritos. They're very tasty! I know, Mick, I know. Anyway, Hook and his Doritos come in. They want to move, him and Hook want to move into the tag team division. So they issued an open challenge for a tailgate, the pre-show. And I bet you it's probably going to be against Vanilla Swirl. Ugh! Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. Nobody cares! Nobody cares about the pre-show! Not that. Alright, another kind of... It used to be a tag team. Now they're maybe getting back together. Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. They're in the back with, I think, Alicia Attitude? You still haven't gone on your honeymoon yet? Should have went with me. You could have went on the honeymoon by now. Moving on. They bicker in the back about how great they are. And, they have their plaques and everything. Basically, they beg Tony Khan to not make them a tag team again. And it's not the Acclaimed. Right. Like, Tony Khan's goes like, oh, no, we're going to give you a new tag team name. What are they going to be called? I don't know. The Ambiguously Gay Duo. No. Imagine they gave him that. I can't do that. That's NBC copyright. Anyway. Let's see what happens with that. Alright. So we'll get to a 6-man tag team match. We got Kyle Fletcher, Rocky Romero, S.A.N. Everybody dies, Mr. Lance Archer, taking on the Funky Chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and Bandito, the Ring of Honor champion, and Brody King. Together, Bandito, the tag team champions. They're going to be facing Okada and Takeshita tonight. Probably going to lose, but you never know. Pretty decent match. Getting in the end, Rocky Romero gets a near fall off a double stomp, but Bandito gives him the press slam. Brody King's backsplash gets a near fall as Fletcher made the save. Mark Briscoe is running blockbuster off the apron. Al takes out Kyle Fletcher, which leaves pretty much Rocky Romero, the weak link of the family, to get caught with a sit-out tombstone. Damn. For the win in just under 11 minutes. The faces get the win. And that's it. And then afterwards, as we go off the air, Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher brawls to the back. And then Dark Hologram, also distraction, which leads to, Okada coming in, takes out Bandito and Brody King, basically on his own. I don't know how he did that, but it's Okada. He takes out the tag team champions, and then he poses with both belts. You know what that means? Probably they will not win the titles, but then again, who knows? Alright, that ends Collision. And Collision wasn't really that great anyway, so I gave it a 6 out of 10. So, Dynamite, 6.5. Collision, 6 out of 10. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I am out of here. Gonna take a little break, and then we'll come back in a little while with the next episode of The Shadows Lair. I believe episode number... I don't even know what number we're up to. I think 90? 89 or 90. With your Wrestle Dream predictions. And then we'll get you ready for the show beginning at 8 p.m. The pre-show at 7. So I can go into the pre-show. So, got a couple hours to waste. So, get my battery all charged up in a little bit. And then we'll be off and running for the prediction show. And then, after this long pay-per-view, probably end at 12, we'll do SmackDown. That'll end the night. And then, like I said, tomorrow afternoon, we'll talk about Wrestle Dream. And then, pretty much that'll be it. Probably late Sunday night, we'll do a Niners. I might do a Niners post-game, because I didn't do it last week. Because it was just monotonously, So, probably just not doing a Niners video, so we get that. And but we'll hopefully try to do one tomorrow night after the game. And we'll see how they do tomorrow. No Brock Purdy, no Ricky Purcell. We know Bosa and Fred Warner are out for the year. Mac and Cheese Jones is going to start again. But the Niners get George Kittle back, so the offense will kind of get a injection, but how much, I don't know. But we'll see if they can beat the Falcons tomorrow on Sunday Night Football from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Hopefully they can get back on the winning track. They're still in first place by division record, so hopefully you can start moving back up into the lead for the division, and we'll see how about that. Alright guys, my battery's about to die. Thanks for watching, until next time. Peace.